Hello and Tashdile to all the class 7 students. So in this video on chapter number 4 heat, we are going to discuss about transfer of heat, and in three modes of transfer of heat we are going to discuss about conduction. So ngazu video din na ngazu kharu kola jangri la wi bana transfer of heat. So transfer of heat la method manda sumyor. How heat is transferred from one object to the next. There are three methods. So those three methods are conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction, convection and radiation, and dige sum nalo nengazu ngindu di nalo ngazu kharkola jangre lawi bana conduction gi kola jangre. We will study about conduction in this particular video, right? So the mode khari imba ine heat transfer ki mode khari imba ine re, conduction ine re, convection ine re, radiation imba ine re. It is important for you to know that the direction of heat flow is always from a hotter object to a colder object. Transfer of heat jorwa chato di pa su dwe jo marwe di khatu ne direction kharung jo rugre la bimba na ngobo cha ne ngobo thanga ji ngon jo lo rugre slayer. So ding azu gotsu ya tabshi che inda. So here we have an example. A frying pan which is kept on a flame, it becomes hot. Ranga jo gi chelang ji khisi mega du sha sha yo na thab ga na sha sha yo bimba na tis chen khaji du chelang go chau cha do. The kachin cha yo re la bimba na the heat from the flame is transferred to the frying pan. Heat from the flame is transferred to the frying pan. And if you move the frying pan away from the flame, kisi kyang ki chelan di yamena messe wi bane yamena chelan di mene phatis tharings kido wi bana. After some time, the pan slowly starts to cool down. Frying pan di khachi re chelan di khali 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 thangmu cha du ro. Di thangmu kharchin cha yo re la wi bana. Chelan na la thanji mene thwe ra yo jo marwe. Di thwe di kharchi go re surrounding air la pha shor du. So the heat is transferred from this frying pan to the surrounding air. So the new and then you might have also observed in general when you dip a spoon inside a hot tea, after a while this end of the spoon or the handle of the spoon, it becomes hot to touch, right? Kisi kirangi tumajik chana tus malu ni shawa na chasa na malu ni shawa yin na, and this chene kina tuma de lago chang tu samba khachi do. You feel that tuma di chau yin ba ha gu do. Di chau di khachin chare chana lo le yo cha chau di ge ro di koala dore ani tuma di na lo zur. So the heat got transferred from the hot tea to the spoon handle. Ding sumpati chaswa. And then you might have also observed kisindam shi thamu shu jo bi na khang ya sa sa de wa yimba na ngazu me par gi wa. So me gi sur de de wa yimba na khachi do ko me gi thwe de kiran sor thu do. Kiran dongba gal sor gure lagba le sor gure. So the heat from the fire, it is transferred from the fire to the body parts or in the surrounding area. So dige chama khare heat transfer re do. So dige chama na kiran thunan te wa yimba na heat transfer di khane kharu ngon jo lo du do. 잘라 뭐보 차산에 장상 원조를 봐 유루도 고수소 뭐보 차산에 장상 원조라 그러 차산에 장상 원조를 제 아니 데리네 가래 차산에 장상 원조를 주도. So the heat always moves from a hotter object to a colder object. 그러 object 차산에 장상 원조를 봐대 이 에로디 파주도. So the heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. 이 계정보다 디키는 셈 나냐. It is a logical thing, but you have to know that as a fact, right? The heat flows from hot object to a cold object, right? So the condensed flow chigre, how does the heat flow? So you have to perform activity 4.6 given in your textbook. Activity 4.6 the only thing you need is yangla gore ani kirala metal ki rod chi ko. You need a metal strip or a rod yamena cha gi duba do che thikshin unit or. So you can take a metal scale or a metal rod cha gaji, and then you need wax yangla gore. So what you have to do is you have to put wax drop by drop over here and stick it to the metal rod. Kirangi yangla di shur rani yangla drop di lu ni ani cha gyuba di ngal jar ni shawur chi ni sum shi ngalan jar do. And then you put it on a stand, metal rod the stand chiga long stand me we bena saba ni para lu ni shashan ti do. And then at one end you put flame ra yangla par do de la me par do. So me di che di kho thu do ra cha gi che de la thu do. And then you observe, like observe che wo. And If you observe this particular activity, you will find that slowly the wax that you have attached, drop by drop jargyo jo marwe, di khali khali khachigre shurni ma chaya go zur. And the chadan de khante chagre na, the wax which is most close or the closest to the flame, me zani nyeshe jo marwe, ko thangshe chagr. Dene niwa ko cha, dene sumba shiwa ngawa lan chagr. This hayo activity digi kharisho chigo re lawi na. The heat it flows from hottest end to the coldest end. Sasho di khayo re cha digi part di sasho khandire mega la dare yo yo di sasho ro. Ine khali 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 khachigo re sasa ne changsang onjo la tue di gyu du it gets transferred. Di tue di duk stro waking gi ani yang la zuma drop by drop chagdo. Dile kirang zu manda ji chindo yo na, you can do something like this. Right? Yang la gi tse de la kirang gi khap yamena ping up to re re chu ni sha. And the kiran dene yang la par wa yimba na ping up thangbo niwa sumba shiwa la ne khonsu khajire reme jin ma chagar. Digi khari sho chi gore, the heat flows from the hottest end to the coldest end. Direction khari heat flow ki direction khari sha dene tipo to pha jo pha du do. So activity 4.6 the kiran zu chena degree, you can do it. Right? It is interesting to observe. That ngaju gi chala ngobo chasa ne thangsang onjo la didi cha di gyun du do. Dilang ngaju khar lagri la way, and it is called as conduction. So conduction ki definition kare, the process by which the heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object, that is called as conduction. This ya object ra cha metal rod the object chi ra. So khandes du do heat di object digi and sashwe ne thangshu ngonjo la pha du do. So dila khala ore conduction la or. So the process by which the heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is called as conduction. Do all substances conduct heat easily? Ngobu thamje cha nang shin tanji di cha go so yoro. Ngobu thamje cha mai ba yang ngobu shen ba yoro. Dige changma gi ani heat conduct chi chu re chu mares. Di cha sabla kirang de la shing do sha wa cha sha. Cha gi sabla de la kirang gi plastic sha wa cha sha. Cha gi sabla kisi kirang de la glass rod ji sha wa cha sha. Ni kisi de la metang wa yin ba ina. Ani tanji dirma yang la no zuma dus ma cha ro esh to. The do all the substance conduct heat easily? The answer, you have to again perform activity 4.7. Kiranzu textbook on activity 4.7 tier. Lelo pere da activity di. Kirangi nyoji nanglola chukwamaki. You take hot water in a container, and inside that container you dip different objects. Chala da manda lu tibula. Chala damada lu khar khar yor dela plastic scale thikshin do plastic so yo thikshin shingaji pencil ani chagi spoon royan dela ngazu compass yo ngazu namki compass page chi yo divider do di so di ni ro ma lu bai bai na ani chu sau na this lu ni sha and this chen kisi kiran di lakwa chang bai na if you touch the end of these objects, right, ani khandi sa shyo cha sha kiran su ta yor salwe chang ma chik bar de ta yor. So which of these articles becomes hot at the other end when they are dipped in hot water for a while? So you will find that some objects they are very hot, whereas some objects they are not hot to touch. So some objects they are good conductor of heat, and some objects they are poor conductor of heat. Heat conduct chunalo yogo twedi ani chala di gyun dwe jora transfer of heat conduction jorwa dit ngobu changma nala chikba yungumar ngobu gashe nanglo la heat le laho chine doni ani chau cha der pensation chag thuma do la ba changme men ko chau re shingi pencil sto kisi khede la ba changme men khina la ko chigmar di khachin re la na shing di nanglo la thwe di le laho chine do thu go mar. So khuni ni le ming khar re, some objects they are conductors, some objects they are insulators. So conductors the materials which allow heat to pass through them easily, they are called as conductors of heat. Example cha gi thuma tanji ti che ani aluminum kyan haya ani cha copper tige sama khare, they are good conductors of heat, they are conductors of heat. Cha gi thuma do dikhare, it is a good conductor of heat. Khachi gore thwe di lelo chin ya nalo do chu gore di imba sonza ani cha gi thuma di chau cha der. Whereas insulators the materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily, they are called as poor conductors of heat. So poor conductors of heat la ming shimbaji kharta insulators layer. Plastic, wood, air and water tela plastic ki thikshin da ani shingi pencil jerwa ti chau yo mar kira lakwa changwa yin baina ti khachin rela na chuna lo gu thwe di ani shing gu ne lelo chen tanggo mar shingi ni ya tanggo mar di ba sonza ko lakwa changna chau shira yo mar. So they are insulators. Shing da plastic da dige sama khare insulators re. So you might have observed some insulators in your home. Kiranzo na insulator kiranzo gu thong yugre kisi kiranzo gi hayan do jiyo ba che amena kyo do jiyo bi ba na ro kyo de la handle di khar resha frying pan gi handle khar resha handle ga la kiranzo gig do jiyo sha do nakpuchi di khare they are insulators. So they prevent the transfer of heat from the flame to the handle. Kiranzo handle de la thö di chu tangi me wa sonza ani kesi lelo shin la chang tu do chimba kesi di handle di ga la kesi plastic di gar me wa hin ba ina cha cha ga hin ba ina kiran la chang tu mar. So you have to know conductors and insulators. Okay, so with this we have finished talking about conduction. So in the next video we are going to talk about another mode of transfer of heat, that is convection. So next convection going to discuss here in the